Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. Trump 2028. How does that make you feel? How does that sound? Because to me, it sounds like music to my ears. And Donald Trump said, I'm running in 2028. He said his team is already looking at ways to make sure and see how Trump can run. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive right into it. As soon as you're in, besides that, Tulsi Gabbard has officially revokes Joe Biden's security clearance, also strips Harris, Clinton, Cheney, Kissinger, Fiona Hill, and Vindman of classified information access. As soon as you're in, smash that thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed with bell notifications on. Leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? Let's get right into it. Breaking. This is crazy. President Trump says that he is not joking when asked about seeking a third term. Says that a lot of people want me to do it and that there are methods in which you could do it. Now, before I show you Trump himself, I want to show you Steve Bannon.
It seems that the past is behind.
Steve Bannon saying that there are ways to do this, and they are looking into it right now.
Past is behind him. So I want to talk about our present and our potential future, how he can explain what we're seeing in the administration and what his role might be. Because this is the guy behind much of the aggressive messaging. America being at war, the Democrats being the enemy, the media are the enemy of the people. Okay, you've heard Trump say that a lot, but Bannon coined it, okay, in terms of this iteration of usage. The administrative state, that there needs to be shock troops to take control of the government institutions. He infamously predicted, House chief strategist at one time of the first Trump administration, host of Bannon's War Room, Mr. Steve Bannon. Thank you for taking the opportunity.
Chris, thanks for having me on News Nation, and I appreciate you.
So the only thing that you're not going to like talking about, we'll talk about first. I'm watching CPAC, and they put up a poll of potential, next generation, right? Post-Trump. You are second on the list after the VP as people getting the nod at CPAC to be president. A lot of people were surprised by this. My first question, you have anything to do with putting your name in that list because you have presidential ambitions?
No. And President Trump, I'm a firm believer that President Trump will run and win again in 2028. So I've already endorsed President Trump. A man like this comes along once every century if we're lucky. We've got him now. He's on fire, and I'm a huge supporter. Want to see him again in 2028.
And obviously, anybody who doesn't like what you say, but judges it as a function of a lack of intelligence, doesn't know anything about you. I don't make that mistake. You're a smart guy. Oh, he's term limited. How do you think he gets another term?
We're working on it. I think we'll have a couple of alternatives. Let's say that. We'll see. We'll see what the definition. We'll see what the definition of term limit is.
All right. Well, so you're talking about litigating this issue because
let's talk about that really quick. I like how Steve Bannon is kind of, with that smile, he's got that smirk on his face, like, come on, liberals. I know you're going to be triggered by this, saying we're already looking at litigation. We're already looking at, what do term limits really mean? I mean, so the president, whether he does a great job or a bad job, has a term limit. We look at people in Congress and Senate and state elected officials who do a horrible job, but yet they do it for 30 years, 40 years, 25 years. Joe Biden did a horrible job in the Senate, did a horrible job as vice president. But, okay, no term limits. You can be vice president for 8 years, screw up the country, and then be president for 4 more years to screw up the country more. You can be in the Senate for 30 years. Why can't we have a president that puts America first, does an amazing job, be president for 3 terms?
I don't want people to listen to our interview and say, Bannon's cooking up an insurrection. Bannon is cooking up. You know what I mean? I want people to get a straight.
By the way, drop a thumbs up or an American flag or something in the comments if you would vote for Trump in 2028.
Great take on where your head is. What are you suggesting?
Chris, as you know, I've had greater long shots than this. When we supported President Trump after the election, I realize you don't believe the election in 2020 was stolen. We do. We fervently believe that. When President Trump went back to Mar-a-Lago on January 20th, 2021, he was the longest of long shots to return to the White House. We said that day in our podcast and doubled down, having President Trump's back, that he was coming back not just to win the primary, he would win the White House, and we had to get organized and drive that victory, and also start working on all the policies, what's called Project 2025 or the America First Policy Institute, but all those different think tanks that started putting in the policies that you're seeing today in what we call Flood the Zone or Days of Thunder, or however you want to describe it. But this is many years in the making. So we've had greater long shots than Trump 2028, and we've got a lot of stuff we're working on there. We're not prepared to talk about it publicly, but in a couple of months, I think we will be.
But you are not suggesting revolution or overthrow or anything that people would condemn.
Chris, we just won one of the biggest sweeping victories. We're in the
Boom. So, ladies and gentlemen, so Steve Bannon says there is a plan, there are ways, and you know they're looking at that right now. But what does Donald Trump say? Well, President Trump says that right now he is focused on the current, and it's too early to think about it. When asked if he wanted a third term, he reportedly said, "I like working." President Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of seeking a third term in the White House, which is prohibited by the Constitution under the 22nd Amendment, saying in an exclusive interview with NBC News that there were methods for doing so, and clarifying that he was, quote, not joking. He goes on to say, "A lot of people want me to do it. So do I, Mr. President." Trump said in a Saturday morning phone call with NBC News, referring to his allies. Goes on to say, "But I mean, I basically tell them we have a long way to go, you know. It is very early in the administration." He goes on to say, "I'm not joking, but I'm not. It is far too early to think about it." So he says, it's a little too early to talk about, 2028, but I want to run. And no, it's not a joke. I'm not making this up. I am serious about it, ladies and gentlemen. That is, amazing. And here's something else I want to show you. Where was this? Here we go. Tulsi Gabbard is also doing big things. Tulsi Gabbard is out there putting the Democrats in their place. Tulsi Gabbard officially revokes Joe Biden's security clearance. Also strips Harris, Clinton, Cheney, Kissinger, Fiona Hill, and Vindman of classified access. Director of National... and then here's a quote from her. "Per POTUS directive, I have revoked former President Joe Biden's security clearance and revoked clearances and access to classified information for Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, Adam Kissinger, Fiona Hill, and Alexander Vindman." Ladies and gentlemen, can you just imagine the rage, the Democrats going nuts, crazy? But Democrats, you did this to yourself. See, Trump won in 2016. You should have just relaxed, kind of like we just relaxed when Obama was destroying the country. We were not out there burning, what did it, like you guys are burning Teslas. What did Obama create? Can somebody tell me in the comments, did Obama invent anything, ever start a business, anything except destroy the country? Let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to think of, did we destroy anything that they created? No. But they are out there right now rioting, protesting. Elon Musk gotta go, right? Why? Because right now we have a president that is standing up for the American people. Secure borders, mass deportation of illegal criminals. We have a president that wants to end these wars, to stop funding endless wars, to bring the money back home and build up the middle class. They don't like that. And I want to show you this. And this is actually disgusting. Elon Musk responds to calls Elon Musk responds to calls for his death and burning Teslas at New York Post protest led by Democrat officials. I want to play you the clip. So they're out there literally chanting for the death of Elon Musk and the death of Donald Trump. Burn a Tesla, save democracy. These people are sick. These people are monsters. These people are lowlifes. I have to tune that off because of music.
To fight for someone you don't know. And are you ready to end this billion?
Wait, what did he just say? Listen.
To fight for someone you don't know.
Fight? Did he just say fight? Didn't the Democrats tell us that using the word fight while making a speech is inciting violence? Didn't Trump, according to the Democrats, incite an insurrection just by using the word fight? But now when the Democrats do it, and they call for burn a Tesla, save democracy, they're calling for the death of President Trump, the death of Elon Musk. And these people, look at these lowlifes wearing masks. Have you ever created anything? See, if you ever created anything or held a job and had some self-respect, the last thing you would want to do is destroy. And I saw this post on X yesterday from a liberal talking about, oh, remember when the Republicans boycotted Bud Light? We just stopped drinking Bud Light. We didn't burn down the company. We didn't attack everyone else drinking a Bud Light. We just stopped drinking Bud Lights. You guys are burning down factories, destroying American jobs, burning cars of people that paid for them. You couldn't even afford a Tesla if you wanted one. I think more than hatred, their hearts are filled with jealousy. Let's keep watching.
And are you ready to end this billionaire-backed assault on Americans across this country?
How are you going to end it, libtards? How are you going to end it? See, they are literally calling for death and destruction on American president, his administration, and the Democratic Party. Crickets. Nothing. Zero. Nada.
Are all connected. The struggle for Palestine is the struggle.
Oh my goodness. Now it's Palestine. You are domestic terrorists.
What? Wait, but what is this? Whoa, what the hell?
They're attacking Tesla dealerships.
Wait, what is it? What the hell? Wait, what are you doing to this guy?
My name's Frankie, and I'm getting arrested today protesting Elon Musk. He bought his way into office. He bought his way into heading a government agency. He bought his power at the expense of...
Look at those faces. Look at those faces. You know they don't have a job. You know they don't have a small business. They created nothing. These people literally contribute nothing to society. Go get married. Have some kids. Enjoy your life. Love your husband. Raise some kids. Start a book club. Something. And the men that are hanging out with them, and the men that hang out with them, get your testosterone levels up. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, it is just disgusting. It is sick what these Democrats are doing. But let's back up. And this is kind of my closing thought. Trump 2028. Now more than ever, seeing what the Democrats are doing and how they're losing their mind, we need him even more to run and win another 4 years. Here's why. Because they are reacting this way because whatever Trump is doing is working. When the evil start uprising like this, when they start doing these kind of things, you know they're fighting for their very existence. George Soros is backing these, movements, these riots, these insurrections. These are insurrections. And George Soros' money is funneled into it 100%. Why is he doing that? Well, because once USAID is shut down and gone, he can no longer funnel money through it to fund them. So right now, he is trying to save whatever he can. And this is why the Democrats are so, so quiet, right? Whenever Trump said, go peacefully and patriotically fight, oh my goodness, he's an insurrectionist. Then when the Democrat supporters are screaming for their death and burning up other people's properties, oh, it's so peaceful. Look, they're little angels. This is why the left is down the drain. The party of KKK, the party of Jim Crow, the party of racial segregation, the party that supports Hamas in Palestine, where women have zero rights. This is who the Democrats stand with today. Today, the Democrat Party, just like before, they stood with pro-slavery, pro-segregation, pro-selling human beings as property. Today, they still stand with a terrorist organization that believes that you can sell a girl at the age of 2 months old to a 50-year-old man. They stand with that. They support that. This is why they hate what Trump is doing, what Elon Musk is doing, what we, the patriots in this nation, are doing. And that is trying to get our country back and get it organized. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, before I wrap up, I've spoke about this company a couple times, C60 Evo. They use 100% olive oil with ES60 extract. I've been taking the C60 Evo olive oil, a scoop a day. I have no more headaches. I feel great. I sleep great. I mean, this stuff is amazing. Use the link below. Save up to 25%. Support the channel. I mean, the only reason I even promote this stuff is because how well it has worked for me, my in-laws, and my parents. I mean, it is amazing. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Make sure to subscribe. God bless you. I'll see you soon.